In the words of Confucius, it does not matter how slowly you go as long as you do not stop. Welcome to our journey into the wisdom of this ancient sage. Confucius, a name synonymous with profound wisdom and timeless philosophy, continues to influence our modern world. His teachings, rooted in the pursuit of virtue and personal growth, resonate even today, centuries after his time. Buckle up as we delve into the intriguing life and philosophy of this ancient sage. Today we dive into the life and philosophy of this ancient sage. Born in 551 BC in the state of Lu, present-day Qufu in Shandong province, Confucius lived in a time of social and moral decay. His father, a military officer named Kong He, passed away when Confucius was just 3 years old, leaving his family in a state of poverty. His mother, Yan Zhengzai, was a strong-willed and diligent woman who nurtured and instilled in him a love for learning. In a time when formal education was a privilege reserved for the rich, Confucius's mother understood the value of knowledge and made significant sacrifices to ensure her son had access to it. As a child, Confucius was known to be fond of setting up sacrificial vessels and pretending to be the officiator. This early interest in rituals and ceremonies laid the foundation for his later philosophical ideas. Growing up, Confucius was surrounded by a society marred by turmoil and strife. The once unified Zhou dynasty had fragmented into several smaller states, each vying for power and dominance. This period, known as the Spring and Autumn Era, was characterized by political instability, rampant corruption, and a general disregard for ethical standards. Yet, it was in these challenging circumstances that Confucius found his calling. He developed a keen interest in history, poetry, and music, and was deeply moved by the moral teachings of the ancient sages. He believed that the restoration of moral order could only be achieved through the cultivation of personal virtue and the adherence to the moral code of conduct. While his peers sought power and wealth, Confucius chose the path of learning and moral rectitude. He became renowned for his wisdom and integrity, and was often sought after for advice by the rulers of his time. Despite the hardships, young Confucius dedicated himself to learning and moral rectitude. This unwavering commitment to his principles laid the groundwork for his teachings, which continue to shape the cultural and philosophical landscape of East Asia to this day. After years of study, Confucius began his journey as a teacher. And what a journey it was! The sage from Lu, a state in ancient China, set out to change the world one student at a time. His classroom was not confined to four walls, it was the world around him. The streets, the marketplaces, the royal courts, all served as his classroom. Confucius was not just a teacher but a mentor. He took under his wing a diverse group of students, from the sons of nobles to the children of commoners. He believed that education was the right of all, not just the privilege of a few. This was a radical idea in a time when education was often restricted to the elite. He was known for his personalized teaching methods. Confucius would adapt his lessons to suit the abilities and interests of his students, fostering a love of learning rather than imposing rote memorization. He emphasized moral character, believing that a good student must first be a good person. But Confucius didn't just teach, he also learned. He learned from his students, from his interactions, from his observations. He was a lifelong learner, always eager to gain new knowledge and insights. One of his most significant contributions was the establishment of private schools. Before Confucius, education in China was monopolized by the state. But Confucius challenged this system and began teaching privately. His schools were open to all who wished to learn, breaking down the barriers of class and status. His teachings, which focused on ethics, family relationships, justice, and sincerity, began to spread. These teachings, known collectively as Confucianism, were not just lessons for his students, but a way of life for all. They were values and principles to guide one's actions and decisions. Confucius once said, "I am not a vessel that can be filled, but a fire that can be kindled." And indeed, he kindled a fire in his students, a fire that would continue to burn for centuries, illuminating the path for millions. His teachings, known as Confucianism, began to take root, and the world was never the same again. Confucius's philosophy centered around the concepts of Ren, Li, and Yi. These three pillars of thought not only formed the bedrock of Confucianism, but also held profound implications for the cultural and social fabric of ancient China, and continue to resonate today. Let's start by exploring Ren. Ren, often translated as benevolence or love, encapsulates a profound sense of empathy and kindness towards others. To Confucius, Ren was not a passive state, but an active pursuit. It was about consciously choosing to treat others with compassion and understanding. It was about striving to be the best version of oneself, not for personal gain, but for the betterment of society as a whole. Next, we delve into Li. Li is often translated as ritual norms or propriety. But Confucius's understanding of Li went beyond mere rules or customs. To him, Li was a way of life. It was about knowing one's place in society and performing one's duties with unwavering dedication and respect. It was about maintaining harmony in relationships, be it family, friends, or the state. It was about understanding the importance of traditions, not as shackles of the past, but as guiding lights for the present and future. The third pillar, Yi, stands for righteousness. In Confucian philosophy, Yi was not just about knowing what's right and wrong, it was about having the moral courage to act upon that knowledge, even in the face of adversity. It was about maintaining integrity and staying true to one's principles, regardless of the circumstances. These three concepts, Ren, Li, and Yi, are not isolated principles but interwoven threads that form the fabric of Confucian philosophy. Ren, with its focus on empathy and kindness, forms the emotional core. Li, with its emphasis on duty and propriety, provides the structural framework. And Yi, with its call for moral courage and integrity, offers the moral compass. The relevance of these concepts extends far beyond the annals of ancient China. In a world often torn by strife and discord, Confucius's emphasis on empathy, respect, and moral courage offers a beacon of hope. His philosophy underscores the power of individual actions in shaping society, reminding us that societal change starts with personal transformation. It is also worth noting that these principles are not rigid doctrines, but flexible guidelines. They are meant to adapt and evolve with time, reflecting the dynamic nature of society and human relationships. In essence, they serve as a reminder of our shared humanity and our collective responsibility towards creating a better world. Through these principles, Confucius aimed to create a harmonious society rooted in ethical and moral values. His teachings continue to inspire and guide millions around the world, proving that wisdom indeed is timeless. Though Confucius passed away in 479 BC, his philosophy continues to shape societies. As we delve into the legacy of Confucius, it's quite clear that his influence isn't confined to the annals of history. No, his teachings, collectively referred to as Confucianism, have permeated every facet of life, culture, and governance, particularly in East Asia. In the realm of life and personal conduct, Confucianism advocates for a harmonious society through the cultivation of virtue. This ethos has guided individuals towards leading lives of integrity, respect, and benevolence. The focus on filial piety, respect for one's elders, and adherence to ritual has fostered strong familial bonds and social cohesion. Culture, too, has been significantly shaped by Confucianism. Literature, art, and education have all been influenced. The emphasis on learning and moral development has led to a deep-rooted reverence for education. This respect for knowledge and learning is evident in the high value placed on academia in many East Asian societies. In terms of governance, Confucianism's emphasis on ethical leadership and the welfare of the people has been a guiding principle for many rulers. Its teachings have been used to justify the power of emperors, while also holding them accountable for their actions. This has often resulted in a form of governance that is both authoritative yet benevolent. But Confucianism hasn't stayed stagnant. It has evolved, adapted, and continues to be interpreted in new ways. In today's world, it's being used to address contemporary issues such as human rights, social justice, and even environmental stewardship. Yet despite its adaptations, the core essence of Confucian philosophy remains the same. It continues to advocate for a harmonious society, ethical leadership, and the cultivation of personal virtue. It's a testament to the timeless wisdom of Confucius, and a testament to the enduring relevance of his teachings. Indeed, Confucius's legacy lives on, reminding us that the man who moves a mountain begins by carrying away small stones. From a humble beginning to a lasting legacy, Confucius's life and philosophy continue to inspire. We've journeyed through his early years, immersed ourselves in his teaching years, and delved into the heart of his philosophy. His wisdom still resonates today, shaping minds and cultures. His legacy, a testament to the power of thought and the impact of a single voice. If you found this journey through Confucius's life and philosophy enlightening, give this video a thumbs up and subscribe for more thought-provoking content.